Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Philadelphia Phillies vs Miami Marlins. The Phillies have won 5 of their last 7 games, including a 3-1 victory over the Marlins on the road Tuesday evening. Down 1-0 going into the top of 9th inning, Philadelphia got 3 runs on a Bryce Harper double and Nick Castellanos' 15th home run of the season to complete the comeback. Starter Ranger Suarez pitched effectively for the Phillies, 6.1 innings, 1 earned run, but did not factor into the decision. Reliever Seranthony Dominguez pitched a perfect 9th inning to secure his first save of the season. Miami has lost 3 of their last 4 games, including a 3-1 defeat at the hands of the Phillies on Tuesday. Starter Sandy Alcantara dominated, pitching 8 innings and allowing no runs and only 4 hits, but reliever David Robertson lost both the lead and the game in the 9th when he let up 3 runs to the Phillies. Outfielder Avisail Garcia provided Miami's only offense in game in the bottom of the 3rd inning when he doubled home second baseman Luis Arraez. Lorenzen has been on a roll, going 3-1 with a 1.14 ERA and 0.85 WHIP in his last 3 starts. He has averaged just under 5 hits per 9 innings during that stretch. The Phillies have also been playing well, sweeping 2 series on the road in the past month. The Marlins have struggled to score runs, ranking near the bottom of the league in average runs per game. They have also lost each of QDO's 3 starts in 2023. The Phillies have excelled during the day, winning 27 games in 44 chances. They have also hit well against the Marlins, batting .270 with a .432 slugging percentage in their 6 games against Miami this season. The Marlins have lost 3 of their last 4 games against the spread. Based on these factors, I would recommend betting on the Phillies to win this game. All 3 of the games played between these 2 teams earlier this season either pushed or went over the run total. 26 runs were scored in total during the 3-game set. Cueto has struggled at times in his 3 starts at home in 2023, 6.23 ERA. The Miami offense is in the top 10 in the majors in batting average overall and batting average at home. They have hit a healthy .291 with a .4419 slugging percentage in their previous 5 games at Lone Depot Park. The Philadelphia pitching staff allows almost a full earned run more on average on the road, 4.37 ERA, than they do at home, 3.51 ERA. The Marlins have produced a .296 batting average with a .444 slugging percentage against Philly pitching in their 8 games this season. The trend suggests a higher scoring affair when these 2 teams meet in Miami on Thursday. Take the over. Chicago White Sox vs Texas Rangers. It has been a very underwhelming season for the White Sox and they officially threw in the towel at the trade deadline, sending off Lucas Giolito, Reynaldo Lopez, Lance Lynn, Jake Berger and several bullpen arms. As of this writing, Chicago is just 5-11 since the All-Star break and they're chasing Minnesota by 12.0 games in the AL Central. Touki Toussaint gets the nod in the series finale and he'll be gearing up to make his 5th start and 9th overall appearance this year. The right-hander comes into this one at 1-3 and owns a 3.50 ERA and 1.25 WHIP. Most recently, he faced the Guardians and blanked them over 5.0 innings. Toussaint earned the win in the 3-0 victory. The vibes are completely flipped in Arlington compared to Chicago as the Rangers are going all in for a division title. They just added Max Scherzer to the rotation and he'll make his Texas debut Thursday afternoon. Entering Wednesday's contest, the Rangers held a 0.5 game edge over the Astros in the AL West. They'll need a boost from Scherzer as they're just 3-7 in their last 10 games. The right-hander isn't having his typical dominant season, but perhaps moving to a winning organization will give him an extra boost in motivation. Scherzer comes into this one at 9-4 and owns a 4.01 ERA and 1.19 WHIP. He faced the Nationals in his final start with the Mets, limiting them to one earned run over 7.0 innings of work. Scherzer picked up the win in the 5-1 victory. I think the Rangers will beat the White Sox on the run line. Max Scherzer has not had overpowering numbers this year, but I think he will be motivated to perform well now that he is on a contending team. He has a favorable matchup against the White Sox, who have a 27th ranked OPS of .682. Scherzer has also limited the current White Sox roster to a slash line of .180/.293/.260 over 50 career at-bats. The Rangers lineup should be able to score multiple runs against the White Sox's 24th ranked ERA and 23rd ranked WHIP. I believe the Rangers should find some success offensively, but it may not come until later in the game. Touki Toussaint, albeit in a limited sample size, has found success against the Rangers in the past. The current roster is just 1-16.062 against the right-hander with no extra base hits. He threw 4.0 hitless innings against Texas back in June. Chicago is one of the best teams to the under this year, where they're 54-48-6, 52.9%. They're also profitable to the under on the road as their under record is 27-25-4, 51.9%. Look for a lower scoring affair overall, maybe somewhere in the 5-2 range. Take under 9 runs. New York Mets vs Kansas City Royals. The Mets have yet to officially announce the starter for the finale of this series. Carlos Carrasco is next in the rotation, but he will be pitching in the first game against the Orioles the following day. It will be a bullpen game for New York, and one of the reasons why is because of a fire sale at Tuesday's deadline. New York is 7 games out of the final wildcard spot in the National League and restocked its farm system by trading 6 players since last Thursday, including a pair of 3-time Cy Young Award winners Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. The Royals will start right-hander Brady Singer in the finale of this series with the Mets. Singer did not factor into the decision last Friday, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks over 5 innings against the Twins. He struck out 10 in another impressive appearance. Singer has established a new season high in strikeouts in back-to-back outings, having struck out 9 his prior time on the mound. He has a 19.3 BB in his last 2 starts over 11 innings. While his season numbers are still underwhelming, 5.46 ERA, 1.46 WHIP, this recent jump in strikeouts makes him interesting as the season goes on, considering the Royals were ready to lose hope on him. The Royals will start Brady Singer against the Mets in the final game of the series. Singer has been pitching well lately, allowing just 2 runs on 4 hits in his last start. The Mets, on the other hand, have been struggling, trading away 6 veterans at the deadline, including Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. The Mets have not yet named their starter for this game, but it is likely to be a bullpen arm. The Royals are also playing well, winning 4 in a row. I think the Royals will be able to take advantage of the Mets' depleted lineup and win this game. The Mets have yet to officially announce the starter for the finale of this series. Carlos Carrasco is next in the rotation, but he will be pitching in the first game against the Orioles, and they don't have Max Scherzer or Justin Verlander anymore. The Royals do not have much punch in their lineup. Kansas City has the second lowest OPS in the majors and has scored the second fewest runs per game. The total has gone under in 4 of New York's last 6 games when playing on the road against Kansas City, and 11 of 16 overall. Neither club is averaging more than 4 runs per game over their last 10 meetings. This will be a snoozer of a game, with Singer stringing together another good start and the Mets continuing to decline. Take under 9 runs. Baltimore Orioles vs Toronto Blue Jays. The Baltimore Orioles and Toronto Blue Jays wrap up their 4-game series on Thursday in Toronto. The Orioles have the best record in the American League and remain atop the AL East division. The Toronto Blue Jays are in third place in the American League East and very much alive in the AL playoff picture. The pitching matchup on Thursday will feature Orioles trade acquisition Jack Flaherty, 7-6, 4.43, taking on the Blue Jays righty Kevin Gausman, 8-5, 3.10. With 2 months to go in the regular season, the Orioles are in first place in the AL East and are in the midst of battling the rest of the division this week. The Orioles made just one move over the trade deadline, picking up starting pitcher Jack Flaherty from the Cardinals for 3 minor leaguers. Over the weekend, the Orioles took 2 of 3 games from the Yankees at home and then took each of the first 2 games against the Blue Jays to start this 4-game series. On Wednesday night, the Orioles' offense cooled off in a 4-1 loss to the Jays to end their win streak. The Toronto Blue Jays made some moves at the deadline looking to ensure themselves a playoff spot in October. The biggest move was the addition of 2 players from the St. Louis Cardinals, closer Jordan Hicks and SS Paul DeJong. Hicks will help strengthen the bullpen overall and serve as the closer in the absence of regular closer Jordan Romano, out with an injury at the moment. DeJong will also serve as insurance for an injured player, shortstop Bo Bichette, who is out with an injured knee. The Blue Jays dropped each of the first 2 games of this series, including a 13-3 loss on Tuesday night. On Wednesday night, the Jays got an outstanding start from Yusei Kikuchi and pulled out a 4-1 win to give themselves a chance at a series split with the Orioles. The Blue Jays turned to their ace, Kevin Gausman, in the series finale. Gausman has been dominant at home this season with a 3-1 record in 10 starts and a sparkling 2.48 ERA. Gausman has a 12.9 K/9 rate at home and a whip of just 1.03. After dropping the first 2 games of the series, the Blue Jays will need Gausman to play the role of stopper in this game. Orioles' expected starter Flaherty has an ERA over 5 in his last 3 starts and has been susceptible to the long ball. The Blue Jays have hit 56 home runs in 52 home games this season. This is nearly a must-win for the Blue Jays given the dominance the Orioles have had over the Blue Jays this season. Gausman is 1-0 against the Orioles this season, going 8 innings and allowing 2 runs in the win. I like Gausman to get deep into this game and the Blue Jays to put up some good offensive numbers against Flaherty, who hasn't pitched since last Wednesday. Take the Jays with the money line. The Jays will close out the series with ace Kevin Gausman on the mound. Gausman is 8-5 in 21 games including 15 quality starts. He has allowed 112 hits in 127.2 innings pitched with an ERA of 3.10. Gausman has a 12.1 K/9 rate and has an overall whip of 1.13. He is 1-0 against the Orioles this season after going 8 innings and allowing 6 hits and just 2 runs in a win earlier this season. Gausman is 1-1 with an ERA of 3.50 in his last 3 starts coming into this game. Our total pick is over.